Before we start, tell me where you're listening from in the comments. Maybe you're someone who only trusts logic when making big decisions. Maybe you think spirituality and science can't coexist. Maybe you assume successful people only use data and analysis. Or maybe you believe prayer has no place in the modern world. This conversation is for you. I'm going to share a secret I've never talked about. Before founding Tesla, before starting SpaceX, before deciding to go to Mars, I say the same prayer before every major decision. This prayer was taught to me when I was 7 years old and has been guiding my life for 47 years. This isn't just a religious ritual. This is practical wisdom, the bridge between science and spirituality, a tool that combines logic with intuition. Today, I'll tell you this prayer and how it works, because maybe you also need guidance when making big decisions. The prayer learned at age 7, 1978, Pretoria, South Africa. We were living with my grandmother, Cora Robinson. During that time, our family had financial struggles. My parents' relationship was difficult. As a 7-year-old child, I was trying to understand the world. My grandmother was a very religious woman, but she believed in personal faith rather than organized religion. Every night before bed, she would pray with me. But these weren't memorized prayers. They were spontaneous, heartfelt conversations with God. One night, after a particularly difficult day, my grandmother taught me this. Dear God, help me see what you see, understand what you understand, and choose what you would choose. Give me wisdom beyond my years and courage beyond my fears. Guide my mind to clarity and my heart to peace. Show me the path that serves not just me, but all of humanity. Amen. Simple words, but every word carefully chosen. And this prayer became the foundation of my decision-making process. Back then, they were just words. Now I understand their meaning, the meaning of each part of the prayer. Years later, I understood why each part of this prayer is powerful. Help me see what you see. This means stepping out of ego and seeing the bigger picture, universal perspective rather than personal interests. When founding Tesla, electric cars seemed like a niche market. But when I said this prayer, I saw. The world must transition to sustainable energy. This isn't just a business opportunity, it's humanity's need. When founding SpaceX, everyone said, private space company, impossible. But in prayer I saw, humanity is vulnerable as a single planet species. Becoming multiplanetary is a survival necessity. Understand what you understand. This is intellectual humility, acknowledging what you don't know, and understanding that wisdom is different from knowledge. I'm a physicist, an engineer. I work with data and logic. But I understood that some things can't be explained with logic. Intuition, pattern recognition, subconscious processing, these are all valuable forms of intelligence. Choose what you would choose. This is moral compass, asking not just what's profitable, but what's right. When founding Neuralink, I faced a lot of controversy. Questions came like, is it ethical to tamper with human brains? In this prayer, I understood, if paralyzed people can move again, this is God's work. When science serves compassion, we're on the right path. Wisdom beyond my years, courage beyond my fears. This is the desire to make right decisions independent of age and experience. And courage is meaningless without wisdom. When I sold PayPal at 25 and invested all the money in Tesla and SpaceX, everyone thought I was crazy. It was financially irrational. But this prayer gave me courage to follow intuition over conventional wisdom. The ritual before big decisions. I do the same ritual before every major decision. 1. I create silent space. Phone off. Eliminate distractions, usually between 4 and 5 a.m. when the world is sleeping. 2. I say this prayer. Not loud, whisper. Not internally, externally, because words have power. 3. 10 to 15 minutes of complete silence. I try to empty my mind. I don't force responses. I allow what comes to come. 4. I note my first instinct. After prayer, what's the first feeling or thought that comes? This is usually the right answer. 5. I do logical analysis. Prayer gives intuition, then I test it with logic. Do the two align? 6. I make the decision and take action. When prayer gives guidance, I don't hesitate. Tesla's foundation, the power of prayer. In 2003, when Martin Eberhard offered me to invest in Tesla, I did my prayer ritual. Logically, the electric car industry was risky. GM EV1 had failed. Battery technology was immature. There was no infrastructure. Every consultant said, don't do it. But in prayer I saw a clear vision of sustainable transportation, a world where my children grow up in clean air, freedom from fossil fuels. This vision was so strong that financial risks seemed insignificant. Prayer told me, this is bigger than business. This is service. And that night, I made the decision. I would invest in Tesla. SpaceX's beginning, the Mars vision. The prayer I did before founding SpaceX was one of the most intense, because I had no experience in the rocket industry. I would literally be blowing millions into the air if rockets exploded. In prayer, I saw Mars, not just the red planet, but humanity's backup, an insurance policy for humanity, a future where a single catastrophic event couldn't wipe us out. This vision was so clear that all practical obstacles became secondary, because I understood, this project is bigger than me. I'm just an instrument. Prayer gave me courage to attempt the impossible. Neuralink decision, ethical dilemma. Neuralink was one of my most difficult prayers, because brain-computer interfaces are ethically ambiguous territory. I was thinking, is interfering with the human brain invading God's domain? Or is it trying to enhance the intelligence God gave us? In prayer, I saw paralyzed people. They can't communicate their thoughts, can't move their bodies, but their minds are fully active. And I understood, if we can use technology to give these people freedom, this is a compassionate act. Prayer showed me, when science serves love, it becomes sacred work. Prayer, during the 2018 crisis. During Tesla's most difficult period in 2018, my prayer had become desperate. Production hell, media attacks, SEC investigation. Everything was collapsing at the same time. During that period, the end of my prayer changed. God, if this work serves humanity, give me strength to continue. If it doesn't, give me wisdom to let go. I trust your plan more than my ego. This was a moment of surrender. I stopped trying to control, started trusting guidance, and remarkable things started happening. Solutions came from unexpected places. The right people appeared at the right time. Problems that seemed insurmountable suddenly became solvable. Prayer broke my illusion of control and taught me to trust flow. Science versus spirituality. False dichotomy. Most people think science and spirituality are incompatible. I've experienced exactly the opposite. Science answers the how question for us. Spirituality answers the why question. The two complement, they don't conflict. Einstein's famous quote, "Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind." I completely agree with this. Prayer doesn't eliminate my scientific thinking, it enhances it. Because 1. It removes ego, minimizes personal biases, facilitates objective thinking. 2. It improves pattern recognition, gives space to subconscious processing, allows insights to emerge. 3. It provides long-term perspective, focuses on sustainable solutions instead of immediate gratification. 4. It provides ethical framework, balances technical capability with moral responsibility. Modern prayer versus traditional prayer. My prayer approach is different from traditional religious prayer. Traditional prayer requests specific outcomes, appeal to external authority, memorized words, seeking intervention. My prayer, ask for guidance and wisdom. Connect with internal wisdom. Personal, spontaneous words. Seeking clarity. I don't request specific outcomes. I don't say, make Tesla successful, or don't let SpaceX rockets explode. Instead, I say, show me the right path, give me wisdom, give me courage. I leave results to God/universe/higher intelligence. Scientific benefits of prayer. Along with spiritual benefits, prayer has measurable scientific benefits. 1. Stress reduction. Prayer lowers cortisol levels, reduces anxiety. 2. Enhanced focus. Meditation-like state improves decision-making clarity. 3. Neuroplasticity. Prayer strengthens the brain's beneficial neural pathways. 4. Emotional regulation. Prayer decreases emotional reactivity, promotes rational thinking. 5. Improved intuition. Prayer enhances subconscious pattern recognition. This isn't just placebo effect. There are measurable brain activity changes. Teaching prayer to my children. All my children have different personalities, different interests, but I taught them all the same basic prayer, adapted to their ages. When X8 was 4, he asked me, "Dad, who is God?" "God is love," I said. "The energy that creates everything, knows everything, loves everything, and prayer is having a conversation with that energy." How do I have a conversation? Talk with your heart. Say, "Help me make good choices, be kind, be brave." Now he's 6 and creates his own prayers. Sometimes, "God, help me be good to my brothers." Sometimes, "God, help Daddy's rockets work." Children's prayers are purer than adults because there's no ego contamination. Prayer in business meetings. I rarely mention this, but I do silent prayer before major Tesla and SpaceX meetings. Not religious demonstration, personal centering. Before board meetings, guide us to decisions that serve company and humanity. Before engineering reviews, help us see solutions we haven't considered. Before launches, protect the mission and everyone involved. Prayer reduces my anxiety and increases clarity. The team doesn't need to know, but the benefit is universal. The Mars Prayer. I have a special prayer for the Mars mission. God, if humanity is meant to be multiplanetary, guide our steps. If this vision serves your plan for human consciousness, provide the wisdom, resources, and technology. Help us approach space exploration with humility, respect, and purpose. Make us worthy of the stars. This prayer acknowledges the spiritual dimension of the Mars mission. This isn't just a technical challenge, it's an opportunity for consciousness expansion. Prayer during failures. My most powerful prayers happen during moments of failure. When rockets exploded, when we missed production targets, when critics attacked. My failure prayer. God, help me learn from this failure. Show me what I missed, what I need to improve. Give me strength to continue and wisdom to change what needs changing. Help me serve the bigger mission despite temporary setbacks. This prayer transforms failure into learning opportunity. It shifts my focus from blame to growth. Prayer for decision-making framework. If you also want to use prayer in decision-making, my approach. 1. Define the decision clearly. What exactly are you deciding? 2. Remove external pressures. What would you choose if no one else's opinion mattered? 3. Consider impact. How does this decision affect not just you, but others? 4. Pray for guidance. Use your own words, authentic language. 5. Listen. Create space for responses. Don't force answers. 6. Trust and act. When guidance comes, follow it even if it's uncomfortable. The daily prayer practice. Every day, even when there are no major decisions, I say the same prayer. It's part of my morning routine. Because prayer isn't just a crisis tool, it's a daily guidance system. Morning prayer starts the day with proper perspective. Evening prayer finishes the day with gratitude and reflection. This consistency turns prayer into a habit, taking it out of being just an emergency tool. Prayer versus meditation. People often ask, is prayer different from meditation? In my experience, meditation, quieting the mind, observing thoughts, present moment awareness. Prayer, conscious communication, requesting guidance, setting intention. Both are valuable but serve different purposes. Meditation is receiving mode. Prayer is requesting mode. I usually combine prayer with meditation. First pray, then meditate on the response. Why I share this now. The reasons I share this deeply personal topic. 1. Authenticity. Successful business decisions aren't made only with logic. Intuition, wisdom, spiritual guidance are also important. 2. Permission. Giving others permission to integrate their spiritual practices into their business lives. 3. Balance. Demonstrating the healthy balance between pure materialism and pure spiritualism. 4. Hope. Showing a source of guidance to people facing difficult decisions. Final message. Prayer as technology. Prayer is ancient technology, a tool that expands consciousness, provides access to wisdom, enhances decision-making. Modern technology solves external problems. Prayer activates internal wisdom. When you combine the two, you're equipped with both technical competence and ethical wisdom. Share this video with everyone struggling with big decisions. Subscribe because conversations about wisdom and practical spirituality will continue. And remember, the best decisions come from both head and heart. Prayer isn't just for desperate times. It's for daily wisdom. Practice it every day, and you'll be ready in emergencies. Guidance is always available. You just need to ask and listen. And finally, if you're listening to this and facing a big decision right now, I have one message for you. Maybe it's a career change, starting a business, or an important relationship choice. Whatever it is, try this prayer approach. Last week, a young entrepreneur asked me, should I start my startup or stay in my safe job? I told him, analyze the data, but then sit quietly and ask for guidance. Your heart knows the answer. Your mind just needs permission to listen. 2 days later, I knew the answer all along. I just needed the courage to trust it. That's prayer's real power. Courage to trust your deepest wisdom. You don't need to believe in God. You just need to believe there's wisdom beyond your conscious mind. Call it intuition, subconscious processing, universal intelligence. The name doesn't matter. Try this tonight. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Ask, what decision would serve everyone affected by it? Then listen. Don't force answers. For business, show me the path that creates value for everyone. For relationships, help me choose love over fear. For life direction, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Remember, my biggest mistakes came when I ignored inner guidance. My biggest successes came when I trusted it. Every great decision feels scary and exciting simultaneously. If it's only safe, it's too small. If it's only terrifying, you're not ready. But scared and excited, that's usually the right path. Trust the process. Trust yourself. The world needs your best decisions.